Cool. Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope y'all are looking forward to the weekend. So, I'm looking at everything that's... everybody's calling in here. Hey, everybody. Hello. Hello. I am Divine. Hey, Alyssa. Hello, everybody. All right, so let me give my speech before I get started here. So you can go ahead and just start posting your questions in the comment section below, and I'm going to go through them and try to answer as many of them as I can. If you're asking about your life, be specific. What exactly are you asking me about? If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? And I'll try to see if I can connect and bring through any information or knowledge. Any messages from them as well. If you ask a general question or a vague question, I'm just going to skip you because it's going to take too much time to figure out what you're wanting to know. I just don't have time for that. So if you want to be on camera, I do usually like the first half I usually do like text or comment questions, and then the second half I try to bring in people into the videos. And if you want to be on video with me, you can do so, but you got to get over to Instagram because that's where I do all the videos at. If you want to know more about me, what do I do for a living, which is this, more about my stuff, which is my podcast, my free psychic development class, my Dear Ferny, my newsletter, my articles on medium.com, all of that, just go to my website. It's the best place to go if you want to access that information. What else? Every Friday, I try to push people into donating to a charitable cause, just because it's the right thing to do. If you're in a position where you can give back, then give back. And so that's what I'm about. So I'm in a position to give back, so I give back every Friday, and I try to get you guys to do the same thing. And so for those of you who don't know what that's about, just go over to when you get done with this, go to my feed, because I post that every Friday, and I post like reputable organizations that you can donate to. If you want to donate a few bucks to it, anything helps. So go and do that, because it's usually payday and usually people have some cash that they can spare, so it just helps the community, helps people out in general. I don't have anything to do with any of that. The only thing that I'm connected to in any of those organizations is there's one, which is the organization that my BFF is on the board of directors for, and it's a organization that helps, it's bunch of attorneys who basically help provide legal services to women who are coming out of marriages that they've had to deal with abuse. And so it's an established organization in Houston. They do a lot of work and events and stuff like that. So check that out. But if not, there's other organizations you can pick from. And I don't have any direct connection to them at all. So just FYI with that. What else? Oh, if you guys, during the live, if someone messages you and tells you that they're drawn to you or they refer to you as my beloved, it's nothing to do with me. I don't message or direct message or private message people like that. So usually, unless I'm actually like I've got a going conversation with you or I'm a friend, I don't really do readings or these services through private message or direct message. There's a lot of scammers out there who pretend to be me or try to be me, and it usually happens every few weeks. And so if you guys get hit up by someone acting as if they're me or wanting to offer you a reading for money, it's not me. I don't conduct services through private message or anything like that. So everything has to go through my website. And so if you don't know, if you're dealing with a real Ferny or if you're dealing with someone who's an imposter, it's easy. Right up here, you see that Ferny ESP? That's the way that my handle is spelled out. And so it's at Ferny ESP. No extra lines, no any of this or that. There's nothing to do with me. Again, I don't conduct business services through private message or direct message, so everything's through my website. And also, if you look at my bio on Instagram, which I know people are like, I fell for it. I'm like, how can you fall for it? I literally have stuff posted on my profile that says anyone that pretends to be me, this is what to look out for. Like, they will reach out to you and try to befriend you, and then they'll ask you if you want a reading, and then they'll try to get you to send them money. Like, I don't do that. And if you look at my bio, it specifically says on my bio for Instagram and even for some of the other sites, like, I don't conduct readings or services through private or direct message. I will never ask you for money through any of this. All services or readings are conducted through my website. And people still fall for it. And I'm like, I don't understand what the issue is. So y'all, come on, like we need to wake up, people. We need to wake up, folks. So, because this is just not my style. It's not, and I don't even say like beloved, my beloved. I don't use the word beloved. So no, it's like whatever. But anyways, just FYI, guys, if y'all get hit up or if people start popping into the YouTube or the Facebook and they start asking you if you'd like a reading or if you want an accurate reading or whatever, those are scammers. They're going to take your money. They ain't going to give you no reading. So just so y'all know, so y'all aren't caught off guard. So all right, so let's jump in here. Again, ask your question and be specific in the comments in the comment section below. If you ask me about a life question, like if you're asking me about your life, like what exactly are you asking me? Be specific. No vague or general questions. I'm just going to skip you. If you want to know, connect to a loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? And I'll try to see if I can bring through anyone who wants to connect and come through. Also, if you want to be a video, get on Instagram and you can request to be a video right down here. There's a little button that you can click and you can request to be a video, and I'll bring some of you on. I try to do new people every single time. I try not to read for the same people just because I want to be fair, and also that's just the way I am. And also, if y'all can help me out, if y'all can give me a thumbs up or a heart, and also share this feed with people or with people you know who might need a reading or who might need an opportunity to connect either with their loved ones or who might enjoy just a reading. It helps me out too, just because I want to reach as many people as I can. So thank you so much for that. All right, so let's jump around here. Rosie Emily Ruiz. Hi, Ferny. I wanted to know, when will I get married? I feel like you'll probably get married in about 1 year and 7 months. So I'm going to give it about 1 year and 7 months when I think you'll get married. And you might even try before then, but I feel like it's going to take about 1 year and 7 months. Let's see. And Connor. Hey, Ferny, when do you see me finding a new man? You might actually meet somebody in about 3 or 4 months from now. I'm thinking this is at the beginning of the new year, but it could be this year, and at the very tail end of it. It's funny because I keep seeing a fire truck, and I keep seeing, like, you know, whenever you pass a fire station and they're outside with the fire trucks and they're cleaning the I keep seeing that. So I'm not gonna say that the person you're gonna meet is a fireman. But it could very well be, just because I'm seeing a fire truck, which to me that would be, you know, the case. So just FYI with that. Monica Napper. Hi, is there a new love on the horizon for me? So there might be a couple of options that come up for you. I do think that there is an ex that's going to try to get back in or try to reconnect with you. I don't feel like that's the way to go. It's your chance, it's your risk to take, but I don't feel like that's the way to go. That person may try to pop back into your life early next year or the early part of 2022, but I'm not feeling like that's going to do anything. There is another person that you might meet next summer. Their name is H-E, like I want to say it's like H-E-R, Hector or Herctor. It's like an H-E-R something name because it has a sound to it. This person, and they pop in like in the middle of next year. They're not your normal type, so what you're normally drawn to or what you're normally attracted to this is not that kind of person, but it could work. So you might want to consider that. Okay. Ras1, hey Ferny, can you tell me about the Native American spirit that came to me in my dreams in the morning 2 days ago? Thanks. Yeah, so they're not Native American. They're actually, that's just your filter. That was your filter perception of that being. Actually just a guide. So this is just a guide of yours. Here's the thing about the Native American stuff, because usually when you're dealing with the spiritual community, everybody and their mama has a Native American who's a guide, or a Native American who is a divine being, or they work with the Native American. I'm like, no. I'm like, first of all, you're dealing with a lot of different tribes. They're not all the same. Some tribes do not agree with communicating with the deceased. The Hopi do. So the Hopi, I think, All right, I'm here, y'all. Let's try this again. All right, I'm here, y'all. So hopefully y'all can hear me now. So I don't know what the hell was going on. I was like doing readings and I was like answering stuff and I thought I fixed it. I don't know what the hell was that. But thank y'all. Like, why didn't y'all tell me I couldn't? Why didn't y'all tell me that y'all couldn't hear me? You know? Oh my God, what a mess, what a mess. Okay, Native American. It went out for the Native, that's how far back it was? Holy shit. Okay, so, okay, I'm just gonna bring, going back to all that is just gonna be a bit of a mess. I'm just gonna bring somebody on because let's get this whole thing going. So let's see, here we go. Let's bring, I did not even realize it was that far back. Hello?
Hi.
Were you
Oh
were
my
you
God.
watching when that whole debacle happened with the sound?
Yes, I was hanging on. I knew you were gonna figure it out somehow
Taking it, yeah.
eventually.
Oh my
So
God, what a mess! What a hot mess! I was like going all at it. And I was like talking and everything. Oh, what a mess! Anyways, I'm here now. We're on. What did you want to ask me about?
so I would like to see about connecting with my father who
Hmm.
passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah. So the first thing he's showing me a ring. Did you get married or engaged after his passing, or do you have his ring?
I have a ring of his.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the ring connection. He's also making reference to the. Thank you. Got it. Okay. Do you know there's a reference to 11 or to 1111?
No.
Okay, he's showing me 11, but I want to repeat it. So either the month of November is significant, the 11th of a month is connected, or seeing 1111 on the time is connected because he's showing me that 11 as a symbol or as a a connection. So do you know if November or the 11th of a month is connected?
My brothers who passed away were born in November, and one of them passed away in November as well.
Oh wow, okay. 11, so that's why there would be two 11, 11. Got it. That would make sense to me then. So he's acknowledging the two November connections. He also keeps he's putting his hand out and he's almost like wanting you to take his hand. Were you with him when he passed?
No.
Okay. He's
No,
taking
nobody.
his hand out. Do you why would I feel like I'm seeing this. Do you remember having a dream or something where you're holding hands or he put his hand out?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
He's putting his hand out. The only time I get the hand out is whenever someone is trying to acknowledge there's a significance to holding hands or a picture of holding hands or someone's gonna get engaged or get married and they're giving their blessing. So there's something about this that he's trying to make reference to. Now, if you're not engaged or you're getting married, he might be acknowledging that there's someone who is going to be getting married and he's giving them his blessing. But there's something about this opening his hand. No, he's sticking with it. There's something about his hand. Do you have a picture of his hand, or is there something special about his hand for some reason?
No, I'm
That's okay.
trying. I mean,
No, you're fine. You're fine. There's something about his hand. So here's what I'm gonna say. He's really emphasizing his hand. So he's trying to make a point about his hand for some reason, and it's just like the one hand. I'm not even seeing two of them. I'm just seeing one. So he's making a point about his hand. So either there's some special significance with his hand, there's something about a picture with his hand, or there was an issue using his hand. There's something about this that he's trying to make a reference to because he keeps circling it as if there's something. Let's put that to the side for a second. Do you know someone who didn't have a hand?
my brother, my one of my brothers that passed away, had cerebral palsy and was disabled, so he didn't have any use of his hands or limbs.
Was there was there a thing that y'all would do with him about trying to get him to open his hands completely or have his hands completely open where he could actually open his hands completely?
Not anything specific
Okay.
that, that would stand out.
Here's what I'm going to say. There's more to it than what I'm understanding or grasping. I'm going to reach a little and say that either your dad is acknowledging your brother and his hand mobility, or him using or making a point of extending his hand for me, because he's trying to get some reference to this hand thing. So there's a reference to this. I don't know exactly what it is, but he keeps circling it. So I'm trying to figure out where he was going with that. So I'll leave that with you, and hopefully you'll figure that out. He also keeps, thank you. He also keeps showing me a necklace. Do you know if there's a necklace that's connected to Dad?
No necklace.
Okay. Was one of the brothers cremated?
No, they were both buried.
He's showing me the necklaces that people make when someone's cremated and they put the remains in the necklace, or they put like a lock of hair in the necklace. Do you know if there's anything about a necklace with a piece of with remains or with a lock of hair?
Mm-mm.
They're sticking with it. Hand, necklace, remains, Georgia. Does your family or does your dad have any connections to Georgia or the name George?
There's a George, that's my grandfather on my mother's side that passed away a long time ago when I was younger.
Okay.
But that's it.
That's okay. With your grandfather George, do you know if there's any weird hand thing that was connected to him? Or if you knew about any hand thing connected to him?
I don't. I was very young when he passed away.
Do you know if someone connected to that side of the family has a locket or a necklace with hair or with remains in it?
I do not.
Is there also a Susie or Susanna on that side?
An aunt, maybe? Susanna?
Okay, yeah. There's someone on that side of the family who I think is just trying to get my attention or trying to get me to communicate some of these components. The person that is coming through is acknowledging a George or Georgia connection. They're referencing the Suzanne or Susan or Susanna name. They're referencing a necklace with either it's a locket with a hair or it's got some reference to, and when I think of hair, I think of cancer. So there might be a cancer connection or someone that's got the locket with the hair that they're making reference to on that side. They also keep acknowledging this hand reference. So they're bringing up this hand reference as being significant to that as well. Was your grandfather on that side, was he in the military? Do you know if he started in the military or if he was?
I don't think so.
Okay. There's a reference to the hand thing is somehow tied to, it's almost like whenever there's an accident, the hand's missing or the hand's gone or someone loses their hand. But there's some reference to that on that side. I'm going to pull that back from us thinking that this is your dad's stuff or this is your brother's stuff, because I want to throw that all in that side of the family. Do you also know if on that side of the family, if there has been a recent passing from someone from COVID?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. The person that I think is trying to come through is trying to give me these details and connect it to that side of the family. And I think are just wanting to make themselves known or acknowledge that they've made it through. They're there, but also wanting to connect themselves to that side of the family. So there's all of this is going to tie into this person. Okay. Let me see if I can push them out because I want to get your dad on board. Because I feel like I had him at the beginning and then I feel like this person just kind of hijacked and took over. So with your dad, do you know, thank you. Do you know if there's a 5 or a May reference?
I'm sorry, a 5 or a what?
A 5 or a May reference?
My sister's birthday is in May.
Okay. Do you also know if something happened where y'all didn't get to spend as much time with one of the parents, or one of the parents was like a single parent, or one of the parents took over or raised y'all?
He did.
Okay.
He raised us.
Got it. So now I got that. So your dad is acknowledging your sister's birthday. He's acknowledging, thank you. Okay. hold on, slow down, slow down. So he's acknowledging that. He's acknowledging raising y'all, taking y'all on. He's also apologizing because he did not expect to pass when he did. And he actually makes me feel like this was a surprise to everybody. So he's apologizing about that. He also says that had he known, he would have taken steps to maybe avoid this. So he's apologizing for this. He also makes me feel, thank you. It's funny because he's showing me candies. Did he have a thing about handing out candies or always like giving people candies? Because he's showing me little candies.
No.
I'm seeing it's like mints or like the stripes. So he's showing me these little candies. Do you know if your dad liked or he was obsessed with these little candies?
No.
Okay, that's okay. There's something, and he's tying this in with the brothers. So he's making reference to this and the brothers and the little candies. So there's an acknowledgement or a reference about these special little candies, and then also the brothers. So he's tying those both into me for me. He also thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Okay. Now I know we talked about the 11 and the 11. He's also bringing up the 12 as well. Is there another date also in December also? Because he's bringing up December also being connected.
No, not that I can think of.
He's talking about, it seems like an anniversary or it's a date of recognition that he's talking about.
My stepmom, his wife or surviving wife, her birthday's in December.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of though.
I mean, that could be it, but I feel like he's also acknowledging another. Do you know if there was a promise or there was an agreement between the two of them about getting to a specific date or getting to December?
No.
You might have to ask her because he's acknowledging a anniversary date or like a due date, like a goal date, like a goal date. So there's some reference to that because he brought up the 11/11, which was the brothers, but then he brought up 12, another date of significance there. Now, granted, her birthday's there, but I feel like he's bringing in some other reference to it. So there might be like a goal date or like a date that there was a promise about that might be connected to both of them. So there's a reference to that. He is also, hummingbirds are going to be a sign from Dad because he's showing me hummingbirds. So you might have experiences with hummingbirds. He also makes me feel like the butterflies are from the brother. So there's a butterfly brother connection that he's wanting to give you as a sign from them. He also keeps acknowledging a, thank you. Do you know if someone honored your father in a saying or in a poem?
No.
You know, whenever you open a book and you read like the dedication, and it almost reminds me of like a dedication. Do you know there's a dedication for your dad? It may not be in the book, but it's a dedication to your father because he's showing me something that reminds me of like a dedication. And he's talking about, but it almost sounds like a poem or like a verse, but it's a dedication. Show me a picture of himself with this as well. So he showed me a picture and then he showed me this dedication. So there's a reference to a picture and then a dedication that he's acknowledging.
There's nothing coming to my mind.
Okay. He's okay. He's also acknowledging a situation, I guess you can call it a situation that happened where someone intervened or rescued someone from a vehicle, or there was an accident and they were rescued or they were pulled from an incident. Do you know if your dad ever did anything like that, or he ever helped with an accident where he helped to save somebody?
No. Not that I remember or have heard of, but I mean, it sounds like something he would do.
Okay, because it's almost like, like this person rescued me and like I just wanted to like meet them and thank them, and that's how it comes across to me. So it's almost like something like that he's making reference to. He's going back to his dedication. There's some dedication that he's making reference to that's tied to something that had to do with being rescued or someone rescuing or being rescued. And so he's acknowledging some sort of dedication that is connected to him. He's got a baby with him as well. So there's a baby that was either miscarried, lost, or terminated, or that's coming in that he wants to acknowledge as well. So either there's a baby that's coming in or a baby that's with him that didn't make it, but he's acknowledging this baby with him as well. He's also acknowledging a dog as well. So there's a dog with him that's passed, that's no longer here. So he's acknowledging the dog being with him as well. He also keeps acknowledging, he showed me Kate Middleton. Is there a connection to the name Kate?
None.
Are you in a relationship?
I am. I'm married.
Okay. So, do you know if your significant other has any reference to the name Kate?
No, he doesn't.
Or Katie? Okay.
Mm-mm.
There's a reference to a Kate, or because I'm seeing Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, I'm seeing Kate Middleton now. So they're referencing this Kate or Cat sounding name. So there's a reference to this name, but he plugged it in with your husband. But he's separated that from what he was just telling me with everything else in the dedication. So the dedication all is one person, and then your dad gave me this other pieces and is acknowledging it with your significant other. So to acknowledge this Kate connection to him and someone that just passed away as well. So he's acknowledging this person that just passed away tied to a name that sounds like Kate or Cat. Because
My husband's name is Calvin. I don't know if that. And then my mom.
No, I'm thinking this is a female, like Kate or Kathy or Cat or Katie, Kathy, Cat, Kate. It's got a name like that. I'm thinking this is a female, but it's tied to him in some way, and someone who's passed away that didn't. It's not been that long ago since they passed away. So it's been a recent passing as well, tied to your husband or his side of the family. But there's a reference to that as well. So your dad is acknowledging these one people, and then he split it up, and then he showed me this other people on this other side as well. When you get off this video, go back over it, and I want you to hear what I said and write it down. When you figure these pieces out, come back and share with the post, because people are going to be like, what is he talking about? You will figure some of this out when we get off the video. But there's a lot of pieces that your dad was making reference to. So I want you to go back over and write those things down, and then really think about it and ask him about the Kate, because there's a reference to that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. You take care of
Thank
yourself.
you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're welcome, darling. All right, mama.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm so excited.
Awesome. I can't see you. It's completely black. Do you have the facing right there? Oh, I can see
Oh,
something.
wait, it has to turn. How do I flip it to me?
There might be a little circle thing that you click and it'll turn it around.
There we go. Great.
All right. How you doing?
I am wonderful.
Okay.
I've gotten through.
Awesome. Awesome. What do you want to ask me about?
Okay, so my question, I have been working in reality as a producer. It is not fulfilling anymore. It has not been fulfilling for a while. I want to go into documentaries that promote healing. But I get, my question is the path that I'm on right now in entertainment, is it going to lead to that and my person, you know?
Yeah. So first of all, are you in California?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna stay there. Did you already move in California? Did you already do like a double move?
I moved from Texas to California. Then when COVID hit, I was there taking care of my grandmother back in Texas. And then I moved from where I was living in California to a different place in California.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because I saw a double move. Moving there and then moving again in California to another area. Got it. I'm thinking, so there's a couple things here. One is, I do think that you're going to make a transition over from the area of the industry that you're in over to more holistic and documentary type stuff. However, it may not be the type of documentaries that you think you're going to get into, because I see you going more into investigative type of stuff. And it's almost like side to the organization or side to the, hold on, there's like a freeze going on here. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Please hold. Okay. So there's going to be a split off. So one of these big companies is going to split off and create their own Gaia version of the network, which is specifically for people who are more focused on holistic and like natural and like health and wellness and mental health, which is going to be a big thing. And so I feel
Yes.
like you might find an opportunity to kind of go in that direction, and actually get way more involved in like the background, the behind the scenes stuff, like production, executive producer, etc. So I feel like you're going to go more in that direction, but it's going to take about 2 or 3 years before you start to see that rolling into effect. So you might have to be.
I just signed on for another show that's going to be following a famous family on Hulu. So
Okay, got it. Do you know if they're going to be doing holistic stuff where there's like going down a journey of, it's almost like human stories. Like human stories.
One of the sisters is like she's kind of earthy, I guess you could say. But
don't be surprised if this opens up a door that takes you in that direction, because it feels like it's going to be 2 steps before you get to where you want to get to with this. So what you just did is 1 step, and then the next step will be next summer, and then after that step, you'll start to move in the direction of what I'm describing.
Okay. Am I going to meet my person at work?
I think that the person that you meet is going to be someone who is a mediator of some sort. I feel like they have an actual either law degree or they have a law background, and they may actually have involvement with mediation stuff. I'm still here. They do mediation work within the industry, so it's not technically like the. Or they do mediation. They basically coordinate with contracts and work out like contracts with people. So it's something like that.
Okay.
So it's something like that, like contracts with people.
Okay. Is he a spiritualist?
I think he's open-minded. I wouldn't say he's a spiritual personality. I think in the relationship, you'll be the spiritual personality. I think this person is more. I think this individual is a little more grounded, but it does feel like a strong connection. So I wouldn't say that they're spiritual, but they're open-minded enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raj, I think it's the person's name. R-A-J-H sounding like Raj.
Raj. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. So they might be mixed, or they may actually be Indian, because it almost has this like. I'm thinking of like some of these names that I know of that like it's like Raj. I keep thinking of Raj. So it's like a name that is similar to that.
Okay. So he's definitely an attorney. He's not like a doctor or anything like that.
I'm thinking that this person has a background in law, or they're involved in legal or law matters.
Gotcha. So I'm definitely okay. So it's not my twin, because I do have a twin flame, and it's not that he's definitely not in law.
Yeah, this one, I mean, in the relationship, you'll be the flighty one, and this person will be the grounded. It'll be a good yin and yang, but
okay, that'll work.
Yeah, it'll be a good yin and yang. It'll balance itself out.
Okay, so 2 years to go into the documentary thing and everything.
Well,
so and the job that I'm going into, that I'm starting in September with this family.
In the right direction. It's a step in the right direction, which leads to, because y'all should be done with everything in March, and then by summer is when something's being finalized with that project, and then there's
it's gonna run from September to March or April, they said.
Yeah, March. It'll be done by March, and then in the summertime of next year, then there's a finalizing of that, and then you get into the next thing, or you take the next step.
So I'm going to be successful with these ladies, this family.
Yeah, I think it's going to open your door to other spiritual connections or what you're looking to get into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
All right.
All right, thank you so much, Ferny.
All right, sweetheart, you take care of yourself.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see. Hello.
Oh my God,
Hi,
I've been
sweetheart.
waiting and waiting. Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
can you hear me?
Oh.
I'm doing good.
I can hear you. I'm hearing you. You froze a little bit, but that's okay. What you want to ask me about?
Are there any messages from my parents or my brother?
Hmm. Yeah. First of all, with your brother, he's pointing the finger at himself. Do you know if he caused his own passing or he put himself in harm's way? Because he's almost blaming himself for his own passing.
We don't know. He was found at his house in his bed, so we don't know how he passed.
Okay. Here's the thing. First of all, I don't think that I don't think this was like suicide. I don't think it was anything like that. And I don't think this was anything like him intentionally trying to take his own life. What I think happened is that he had some weird symptoms or some weird sensations earlier in the day. He did not follow up or go to the doctor, and it led to him passing. So I almost feel like it led to either a cardiac event or something actually happening and that causes passing. So that's why he's blaming himself, because it makes me feel like he should have, as soon as he was feeling weird, he should have gone and got it checked. But he's like, he just didn't think it was anything serious, and so then he just brushed it off, and then it like led to this. So that's the way he makes me feel. Now, he does make me feel that he wasn't living the healthiest lifestyle, so that would have been a contributing factor. But it's not like he took his own life, so I don't feel like it was anything like that. Okay. He's saying my nickname, like Nano or Nando or Armando or Orlando. Do you know if there's a Mando, Lando, Orlando, Mando sounding name connection to him?
Like a friend or a relative?
I don't know. He just
Is
gave me
it
the
someone
name.
that's with him?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like, for example, like I'm Fernando, then there's Orlando, then there's Armando. It's got like a Nando sounding name.
I have to think about that one.
Okay, because he's talking about someone being there who's got this like sounding name, so there's a reference to that. He
Okay.
also keeps drawing on my skin. Do you know if there are 2 tattoos for him?
No, not
Okay.
from us. Not that I know of.
He's showing me 2 tattoos. So do you have 2 tattoos connected to them in spirit?
No.
No. It's
Now,
still
for my mom, I've been wanting to get one, referencing to her.
Do you, so what he's the one talking because he's a loudmouth, but he's the one talking. He's showing me like a cross with like something written. So he's showing me something like this, and I'm thinking this is a tattoo he's showing me. Do you know if there's a tattoo with something written in it that's a cross, or if your brother had this tattoo with this thing written in it, or there was 2 crosses?
He didn't have no tattoos, but I'll check with my nephew. My nephew has a lot of tattoos.
Okay, is that his son?
No, that's
Okay.
his nephew.
Now, he's acknowledging there's 2 tattoos connected to him. So either there's a cross with something written in it, or there's 2 crosses. But he's referencing something like this. It looks like a tattoo to me. So it definitely has to be a tattoo. So he's making reference to this. He also keeps showing me the number 7. Do you know if the 7th of the month of July is connected?
That's my daughter's birthday.
Okay. He's repeating it. Is there another date in Oops, say it again.
He died. He passed away 2 days after her birthday.
Perfect. He's just acknowledging the 2 dates, and then he's had the connection to the 7. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Was he a smoker? Do you know he was a bit of he smoked?
No.
Okay. I got a smoker coming through because I'm smelling a really strong smell of smoking. So I've got a smoker.
My dad.
Okay. Do you know if he was also having issues with his lungs or his liver?
With my dad or my brother?
With your dad.
My dad, maybe his lungs, but he was found. They ruled him as a massive heart attack. So
Okay.
I would assume maybe it had something to do with that.
I feel like with your dad, the way he's making me feel, I feel like this might have been something like an embolism or something like this, because it doesn't feel like a traditional. I know you're saying heart attack. I'm not seeing that. I'm feeling more like I'm almost going into like a seizure mode. But he's showing me something that reminds me of an embolism. Do you know if your dad had clotting issues?
Not that we were aware of.
Do y'all remember his skin being a little bit off color or something being weird with his skin tone? Like it looked like a little bit different in
When
his
he
legs
passed or before?
before he passed.
Oh God. I don't remember.
Do you know if he was having bruising in his legs?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I feel like this was like like an embolism or something like that. I mean, you could say it's heart attack, but he's making me feel like this was something like an embolism. But he's talking about that was all connected to what actually caused his passing. He also makes me feel. Thank you. Your dad is wanting to apologize. Could your dad sometimes? I wouldn't say be rude, but could he be a little direct or like a bit of a smart ass?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's apologizing because sometimes he could be inappropriate or say things that he shouldn't have said. And so he's almost like, they got me for it. They got me for it. So he's just acknowledging this. He also says that he actually loved you very, very much. And he doesn't want you to feel like he didn't love you. Sometimes he didn't know how to express himself or he didn't know how to be emotional, you know? So he makes me feel like it was a little harder for him sometimes because he felt like he had to be a certain personality. So he's acknowledging this. He says he has your mom with him. So he is confirming that your mom is there as well. She says, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So she wants to say thank you. Thank you. Got it. Do you know with your mom, do you know if she was supposed to go to a different doctor or a specialist? Okay.
Yes.
Do you know if this was delayed or y'all weren't able to do it in time?
We just didn't do it.
Okay, because she's aware of the efforts that were made, and she's like, I understand. She doesn't want y'all to feel guilty or feel like y'all didn't move quickly enough because she's acknowledging that this was going to happen no matter what. She also says she was suffering from a little bit of depression as well. So do you remember your mom kind of struggling a bit more and being a little more depressed?
Yeah, she died with cancer. She had cancer, and then she was.
The way she makes me feel is that she was feeling just depressed and defeated, and she kind of felt like it didn't matter what y'all were going to do. Like, it just, to her, it felt like she just felt like giving up. And she says, I don't want y'all to think that I didn't love y'all or that I didn't try hard. She's just, I felt like this was not going to work or I was not going to be able to overcome this. So she's acknowledging that. She never wanted to be a burden on anybody. She says that would have been the last thing she wanted. She didn't want to be bedridden for years and years and years. So she says she kind of just made that decision in her head to give up because she just didn't want to keep trying. So she's acknowledging that. She's showing me a heart. Do you have a piece of jewelry or a pin that's a heart?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because she's acknowledging this. She's also acknowledging the little angel thing, or the angel pin, or the little angel monito. Do you also have an angel pin or angel monito connected?
Maybe my sister does.
It reminds me like the Archangel Michael. So it's either an Archangel Michael monito or an angel pin or an angel mono. But she's showing me something like this.
I'll ask my sister if she does.
Okay.
I have the heart necklace.
Okay. She also keeps, thank you. She also keeps acknowledging, is there a Rudolph or a Rudy?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's a male there who's also named Rudy or Rudolph or Rodolfo or Raph. It could be Raphael. It's almost like a R sounding male name, but it's like sounds like that. It's like RLF sounding name that she's making reference to. Who's also there? Who's connected to you? He might be connected to you like an in-law or to a spouse, but she's acknowledging there's a male there who's got a connection to that.
Rodolfo, do you know anybody? Rodolfo?
Rudy, Rodolfo, Ralph, Raphael. And this is
Ralph is my husband's uncle that passed.
Got it. She's just letting y'all know who's with them to pass that on, that the uncle is there as well. She's got 2 babies with her also. Did y'all lose 2 babies or miscarry 2 babies in the family?
I know for sure there's 1. I don't know about the second.
That's okay. She's showing me 2. So there's 2 babies there. So there might have been 2 miscarriages, loss, termination. Actually, I almost feel like one of them was actually born and was intubated, or they had the baby in the machine. So she's acknowledging.
That was her. That was her. She did have one like many years ago, and it did pass. And then
perfect.
Then I was the one that got lost.
Got it. She's acknowledging the 2 are with her. So she's letting you know that the babies are with her. She's fine, sweetheart. She's with you. She's with you.
Does my dad know what I do for him every year?
He's laughing.
There's something we always used to do every year, and since he's passed, I continue with that.
Because I'm seeing people party at the Super Bowl. Is there something about either sports or drinking connected to that?
No.
Okay, I don't know. No, I'm asking him. He's showing me like when I'm at a Super Bowl party and I'm like celebrating. So there's something like that he's showing me. So there's a reference to that. I'm asking him if he knows what you did. He says yes, but what I'm seeing or what he's showing me is this theme where I feel like I'm at the couch, I'm looking at the TV, and I feel like there's something playing on TV or I'm celebrating, and then there's also people having drinks or beer. So he's showing me that. So there's a reference.
No. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, he's acknowledging an event like that. So there's a party or an event like that someone honored him or toasted him because he's acknowledging that. Did your dad like to fish, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Did your dad like to fish, by the way?
No, my husband's uncle did.
Okay. Question. Do you know if the uncle, if there's something about him and the Super Bowl and the either a party like a Super Bowl party, or do you know if he was a sports person?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna leave that with you. You might need to ask your husband, but the way they're showing it to me is someone is acknowledging. I'm assuming I thought this was your father, but if this is connected to the uncle, they're showing me a scene. I feel like I'm at a couch. It feels like people are together watching TV or watching sports or something. They're having drinks, and it almost feels like a party. And it's almost like doing something without the other person there. But he's showing me something like that. So you might have to ask about the uncle to see if they do that and if they honored him some way, in that way.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself, Mama, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. We're out of time, and I got to get to the study group time. So I love you all. We'll be back next week. Sorry for the loss in volume, but hopefully we won't have